Hey gang, wanted to walk through this quick Facebook audit that we put together here for Be Strong. Let me go ahead and get to fit here. Purpose of the audit obviously is to gauge the effectiveness of current digital advertising initiatives and channels in play for Be Strong. One caveat there, Google Ads required 2FA and was not able to get in, but was able to get in and take a look at Facebook ads and get a lay of the land and found some pretty cool things. So, how this audit is going to work, I'm really just looking for the following: account structure, how healthy is it? Where are we at with event and conversion tracking, sustainability there? Overall creative and copy effectiveness, what's the story we're telling right now and how effective is it? And then just overall account performance. Obviously, you'll have this video, and then I've included some notes down here. So first things first, when I went into Business Manager, I'll actually pull that up here, uh, .com, see what it gives us. And I'll navigate over here real quick. All right, so when we navigate over here, look at ad account. Obviously, it says restricted. So when I backdoored in there, just actually went directly ahead to Ads Manager, was able to get in. However, it also said the account is restricted for optimization or creating anything. As you can see, that's grayed out over here. So something to keep in mind. I believe it is because of like discriminatory practices, this, that, and the other. Basically, anything medically related or calling out people's like um, very specific ailments or things like that. It's gonna flag you. So we can definitely address that at some level at some point. Um, it I was going to say that it was restricted to be a business manager here, but obviously it's also restricted to being managed altogether. Uh, at the ad set level, something I noticed here is that there are just too many ads per ad set based on the ad set budgets. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Let's go to, yeah, we'll just go to this guy and we'll go here. There's just a ton in here. And I'm sure that some of these are like, they're not all running at the same time. But I'm sure some of them were at some point. And what this does is it just gives too many lead signal or too many lead input opportunities for not enough budget. We can see here we've got like $10 a day, and it's just not enough for the algorithm to effectively optimize. And that's a problem. I typically like to do counter to Facebook's recommendations that I've seen a lot of success with it is we do one ad per ad set. That really seems to make a big difference. And then sometimes I even go so far as to say, hey, let's only have one ad set per campaign, and then we're really getting into some diversification here. And I can get to that in a minute. But the recommendation there is, hey, let's restrict the volume of ads we actually have in at one time running for a specific ad set, and then work our way up to the campaign level. Something else that I want to call out here is that it looks like we're just throwing in different, very time sensitive or sales sensitive ads into the same ad set or the same campaign. And in my opinion, what that does is it one jumbles up your reporting data. It's pretty tough to get a clear picture when that happens. It also sends bad signals to the algorithm. So, for instance, this specific retargeting campaign could have crushed it. Let's say there were 100 purchases here for 50/25, but the overall creative and like story that's being told via these ads outside of that Memorial Day sale is really terrible, and it's not actually giving you good good inputs back or good outputs, I should say, because you had all the success over here. And so it's saying, hey, give this ad set more money. We had a ton of success on Memorial Day, when in reality, the ad set creative is just not working with the ads that are in there. And so you just get good data after bad. And it's not an efficient way to look at things. So I would recommend whenever there's a sale or a time sensitive thing, let's just create a new campaign. Let's roll. Even if it's, you look at the campaign level and there's just a ton here, even if that's that's the case, it still will help you overall, both from a like organizational perspective and getting clean data, but more importantly, it'll help the algorithm make better decisions. And really, at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to game here. Is we're trying to game the Facebook algorithm to give put the most data inputs in to give us the best outputs out. I mentioned that here. Strong performing ad sets are in CBOs with weaker ad sets, and that's what I mentioned before. Is just like you're giving that CBO bad data if we're leaving in stronger ad sets with weaker ones. And I would definitely recommend we pull those out. Just like create their own single ad set CBO campaigns. Not hurting anything. In fact, you're getting a lot more data. Audiences are also fairly limited. We'll go over here for a sec. If we're looking, we've got some really cool data feeds coming in, like your Shopify, and I noticed down here your Klaviyo and things like that. And we've got like our bases covered here. You know, a lot of site tracking and things like that. But we're missing a ton specifically in this arena. I would highly recommend that we break out a lot of the social retargeting and even get into some of like the video view retargeting or audiences so that we can start building lookalikes off of those. There's just a huge opportunity that we can have there, especially when your overall site traffic just isn't quite where it needs to be. So that is on the audience side. Um, yeah, we'll get to that in a second. So going over to the events, it could be just my view, but I did not see any verified domain over here. Nope, that's not where I'm going. We go here, we give the dog in the background. If we go to configure web events, it just doesn't look like there are any domains available. And I could, like I haven't dug into the business settings. There actually could be something over here. Doesn't actually look like it. So yeah, I would say without having like tried to set up my own new ad set with a conversion attribution set up there, I would say that we probably aren't getting the full effect and weight of our aggregated event measurement, and that could cause some issues. I've seen it work without, but it definitely could be causing some issues there. Something else here is on the deduplication with Conversions API. Props to you guys, it is set up. We can see that right here. That's awesome. There is some level of duplication happening, and it's minor. I have seen way worse, but just something to keep an eye out for, that we might not be getting as clean a data as we could. Creative and copy effectiveness. I highly recommend leveraging dynamic creative ad formats. I just think it gives a cleaner input set to the algorithm. It also allows you to test super quickly. And one of the things with Facebook is so results are a function of time and money, right? Like the more time you give it, the less money you have to in order to get good data back and start optimizing. But if you're limited on time and limited on money, you want to try to test a limited set of things at once while still getting enough out there. And it also creates a way to consolidate budget instead of spreading it out over so many different ads and ad sets that the machine's having to like decide and make all these decisions. You're basically saying, hey, just optimize what's within this one ad. And I think that could serve you guys better with the budgets that are currently running. I will say creative is pretty compelling with some of the social proof videos that I was seeing. I think that's solid. We should definitely be gunning for more of that. I thought that was good. One of the other creatives that I liked is just like the product shots at the retargeting level. But I think there's probably more that we can do on the social proof front specifically, and showcasing reviews, showcasing people using it, and maybe even some longer form videos from the founder, the owner. I think there could be some really cool things there. A lot of that is centered around my philosophy, and I think a lot of people's philosophies is just really honing in on the customer problem and pain, showcasing that in copy, and showcasing how it's alleviated in the creative. And I call that out here. Love the use of discounts at the retargeting level. It's awesome that you guys are able to do that. I highly recommend continuing to gun for that. Landing page. I feel like that is pretty decent up here. The hero, not bad. I would probably recommend, I think you guys are on Shopify. Let's add a few more product photos and let's add like a in-use little 30-second or less video here. I think that Shopify allows you to do that. I think that could be huge. Something I don't love is all this stuff at the bottom. Super cool, but kind of distracting. I'd strip all this away or make it very small at the bottom. And instead, right in here, tons of social proof. Like, let's do a social proof slider. Let's do a customer testimonial video, something like that. And then let's put some numbers to this 5-star rating up here. Other than that, like, I think this could probably carry it. Yeah. So overall, comp performance wise, I think this thing has some tremendous opportunity. Lowest hanging fruit areas are definitely that audience expansion I was talking about. When you get into warm or social retargeting, it just opens up a whole new world, adds a mid-funnel segment. Creative, feel like we need to be testing way more. And if we could get in there at a dynamic ad format level, I think that would be possible in a way that gives us much cleaner data. And same with copy. Let's get a better version of the current narrative and test multiple variations of it. And then lastly, just restructure the account. Let's restructure to find pockets of gold quickly, on pause when not working, and then move on to the next test. So that's what I got for you guys. Thanks so much.